Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. So, as part of DAX, we have conducted a lot of sessions, and today let us focus on query folding. Okay, let us focus on query folding. This is important interview question. Why query folding? What is query folding? What are the advantages of query folding? Where exactly we use query folding? Okay, what are the advantages of query folding, and remaining details I'm going to be discussing today. So quickly, let me open Power BI, and I wanted to get the data from SQL Server. Okay, I wanted to get the data from SQL Server. So please wait. I will be getting some data from SQL Server. This is very, very important interview question. Why query folding is important? What are the advantages when you go in for query folding? Okay, so let me close this, and I wanted to get the data from SQL Server. Okay, so server name is dot, and database name, the favorite database is called iBank. So import and click on OK. I wanted to get a table from my bank. So you can take any table, need not be this table. You can create simple employee table, and I wanted to load this data. Okay, so all the data is loaded. So all the data is loaded. Now you could see that account ID, address, lot of things are available. If you wanted to transform, if you wanted to perform any transformation, normally we are going to go to transform data. If you wanted to transform something, definitely you have to go to transformation, that is Power Query. In the Power Query, if you observe clearly in the query settings, let me right click on this. You will be able to find out view native query. So native query language will be supported where? Query language will be supported only in the SQL Server. Clear? So you will be able to see a query over there, right? So what is the query? So it is writing account ID, name, address, branch ID, product ID, blah, 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 right? Now I wanted to perform some operation. What is the operation I wanted to do? I wanted to simply go here and make this to uppercase. I go to transform, I go to format, and I make it to uppercase. Okay, when I'm making it to uppercase, it is becoming an uppercase data. Now again, you go here, you will be able to find out. You will be able to find out again a query. If you observe this query, it would have written a upper name. It would have written what? An upper what? Name. So this query will be filed. This query will be filed where? In the account master table. So when you execute this query, who's going to be executing? Power BI going to be executing. Who's executing this query? Power BI, but this query will get executed in the SQL Server. Now tell me, who's making upper? Is it Power BI or SQL Server? So Power BI is telling, this is the query I'm sending you. Hey, SQL Server, you make the uppercase and give it to me. So I am not working on this. I am giving the work to SQL Server. SQL Server making uppercase. So who's actually working? Is it Power BI or SQL Server? Power BI is only giving instructions. Power BI is creating a query like this, and it is giving instruction to SQL Server saying that, hey, SQL Server, you make everything uppercase and send it to me. What is the advantage? Power BI need not to transform anything. It can take rest. The source will do the work. Who's the source now? SQL Server. SQL Server is going to be creating or doing some kind of a transformation. Some kind of a transformation. So Power BI is not taking the load. For example, whenever I am buying a fish, I am not going to clean the fish. I am asking the source people to clean the fish and cut the fish. What is the advantage? So I can take rest. Otherwise, I need to get the fish, clean the fish, and cook it. So as a chef, I don't want to do that. So wherever I am buying at the source level only, I am cleaning the data. I'm cleaning the fish. That is what is called query folding. I'm only giving instruction. I create a query and I fold it and send it. and they will read the instruction based on the source level itself, the transformations can happen. This is what is called query folding. Advantage is no pain for the Power BI. Power BI need not do anything. The source people will do the all work. Some of the transformations can be done at the source level. Clear? That is the advantage. So if you buy a vegetable, instead of you're cleaning the vegetable, you're cutting the vegetable, the source level you're saying, hey, you clean the vegetable, cut the vegetable, and give me the vegetable. Someone's video is on. Who's that? Clear? So cleaning something at the source level, or performing something at the source level. Some transformations can be performed at which level, Nana? Source level. Who is source for as a SQL server? So I am creating, guys, I am doing the transformation not at the Power BI level. Power BI will generate a query. Now, let me close this. So I wanted to do some more operations. Whatever, for example, I wanted to remove some columns. I wanted to remove all these columns, okay, status and everything. I wanted to remove all of them columns. So remove some column. I will be able to get one more step. I go here. I click on view native query. Those things would have been removed. So it is not actually removing. It is sending a query, and in that it is removing that. Clear? So who's removing actually? Power BI is not removing. Power BI is only generating the query and sending the query. The SQL server will get execute, and the SQL server will send you only few columns, but not all columns. Am I clear? So that is what is the point here. So source level, you're cleaning the data. So what is advantages, Nana? You're not going to be taking the load. So you're not, you means who's who? You here, Power BI. Power BI is simply writing a query and sending the query to the SQL server or Oracle, so that the burden is not at the Power BI side, burden is available at the source side. So some transformation, not all transformations, but some transformations can be performed at the source level. I buy the fish, I'll ask them to clean. I don't want to clean. I only give the instruction. I will be able to get the cleaned fish, or I can also clean it. But what is the advantage? If I do it, they will have all the things, because SQL server knows how to make uppercase, how to remove columns. Select star means all columns. Select account ID name means only 2 columns. In the select clause, you remove 2 columns, or star, you remove the star and replace with column names. So you can simply remove. So whenever you do any kind of a transformation, instead of you doing the transformation in the Power BI level, so unknowingly or knowingly, you don't know that Power BI is not doing that. Power BI is simply creating a query where you can see the query at the every step. Okay, end of the every step, you will be able to get the native query. You will be able to get this kind of a thing. Clear? So whatever you wanted to do, but not all transformations. So not all transformation, but a couple of transformations where you're not going to be cleaning the data, transforming the data. You were advising, you were telling the source itself to do some kind of a transformation. That is what is called a query folding. Query folding can be seen in the query editor level. So native query, you can have it. Native query. So M language is going to be creating a SQL query like this. It is not a M language query. It is creating a native query, means a simple SQL server query or Oracle RDBMS query. It is going to be generating and sending some kind of a transformations to be done at the source level. Now, I wanted to get some data from Excel sheet. I wanted to go Excel workbook. Now I wanted to get the, let us say, employee data. I wanted to get this data and store the data. I want to get employee XLS file. What is going on? I want to get some employee data. I wanted to get this data. So this source will be, you can understand, the source is Excel, the source is SQL here. When you go, the source is SQL here, the source is Excel here. In the Excel also, I wanted to go and perform what is called as a uppercase. Okay. Can I see the query folding here? Let me go, right click and understand, go to native query. native query is not enabled. Why? Because Excel cannot understand any queries. So Power BI cannot give you a query and Excel cannot understand anything. So if Excel is not doing, who's supposed to do this? Either you have to clean the fish or the source level you need to clean the fish. If the source wala is not doing, if the source is not doing, you have to do the cleaning, right? So Excel cannot understand queries and everything. So definitely native query cannot be implemented for the files. Remember, native query cannot be implemented for the files means some kind of a transformation you cannot do at the source level. For example, Excel cannot understand querying language. So native query, wherever the querying language is supported only in SQL or only in RDBMS, Oracle, MySQL. So where you will be able to use native query, Excel, CSV files, flat files, PDF files, JSON files, XML files, where you will not be able to have native query because query language only in RDBMS softwares like Oracle, MySQL, right? So native query cannot be seen or cannot be available in your Excel or a flat file or a JSON file, XML file. So you cannot see it, right? So that native query means what? We can create a query. So M language, because we're in the Power Query, M language is going to be generating a SQL query that will get fired at the source level to clean some transformations. But it is not a SQL server. So, so the Excel, it is Excel. Excel cannot do uppercase, lowercase because equivalent query will not be, executed. So everything the source is not doing. So who's supposed to do? If source is not doing, you have to do. You means Power BI has to do everything. It is a burden at the Power BI level. Am I clear? So remember that. So native query is only enabled for SQL or it is only available for the RDBMS softwares, not for the Excel files. Clear? So query folding means it's going to be creating a query, folding the query, sent it to the source. Okay, it does not know what does it means. So who's going to be generating this query? M language. It is not a M language query, which is a SQL query if you understand carefully. So M language is going to be generating a native SQL query. So this query can be understood by the SQL server or Oracle. It will get executed. It will remove columns. It will make uppercase and the data. So I will get the cleaned data at the Power BI level. Power BI is not going to clean or transform any data. So whenever you do any transformations over there, whenever you do any transformations at the Power BI level, Power BI is not going to do any transformation. It is writing a equivalent query. It is writing a equivalent query, sending the query to the source. Who is the source now? SQL Server. So SQL Server actually doing the transformations. What is the advantage? The performance gain. So I am not going to be doing everything. I will only cook the fish. You go and buy the fish, clean the fish, get the fish, only give it to me. I cook it. So remaining things will be done in the source level. Wherever you're buying the fish or wherever you're buying the vegetables, there only you're cleaning and everything, getting the ready to cook data. So that is the advantages of query folding. Clear? So query folding is available only if you get the data from the SQL or from the RDBMS. Clear? So query folding is not available if you get the data from the files. So this is not available. So this is the advantage of a query folding. Clear? So query folding can be seen at the Power Query level, not in the Power Pivot level. It can be seen in the Power Query level. So it is only applicable for RDBMS sources. So in the source level, couple of transformations can be performed, not at the Power BI level. What is advantages? Power BI will take less, it can take advantages by not doing a lot of work. So a lot of transformation, data cleansing work can be done in the source itself. The transformations, even though you apply here, the transformations are not applied at the Power BI level. It will create a equivalent query and the query will get fired at the source level. The source is doing your work. So whatever Power BI is telling, it is putting an instruction and folding and giving, right? So this is what you do it and the source is doing. This is what it is doing. It is writing a query and folding it, sending it, right? So Power BI does not know what the source is doing, but Power BI knows how to write a native SQL query to this step. For example, you make it to uppercase, it will make uppercase. When you remove a one column from here, it is going to be removing some column from the select list. So not all transformation, but maximum transformations can be written, and the query can be sent to the source level. So that's the source itself is doing the work. Source itself is doing some transformations given by Power Query. That is what is called Power Query Folding. It can be done in the Power Query level. Advantage is the lot of cleaning work will be happening at the source level. There is no burden to the Power BI, especially Power Query. So that is what is the advantage. Am I clear? So in the CSV files and everything, the query folding is not available. Query folding is available only to the RDBMS files, RDBMS sources. Not if you have a CSV as a source, PDF as a source, or if you have some Excel sheet as a source, query folding is not applicable, because queries cannot be executed in CSV files, or queries cannot be executed in PDF files. A query cannot be executed at the PDF, because query can be understood by SQL language. SQL means RDBMS, right? So query folding is available or applicable only for RDBMS sources, not for any flat files. Remember this point. And the query folding will be means doing the cleansing work at the source level. So what is advantage? Power BI can take rest, and Power BI will be very, very fast. It can do other activities, right? So that is the advantages of query folding. Am I clear? But not all the transformations can be done. Okay, maximum transformations can be done at the query folding level. If the SQL Server is not able to do, then Power BI has to do it. Okay, if SQL Server is not doing, if the query is not generated for that step, that means what? So if you're not doing, again Power BI is going to be doing. Some transformations can be done at the source level. So that is what is called query folding. So M language is going to be writing equivalent query and sending it. So that SQL Server or the source itself is cleansing some data and sending the cleaned data or ready to use data based on your steps in the Power Query level. So that is what is called a query folding. Am I clear?